Welcome back to the Divine Frequency Online Podcast, everybody. We always like to get a little bit deep here, and today we're diving into the fascinating world of spiritual awakening.
I love this topic.
It's so interesting, right? So today we're going to be looking at two different sources that you shared with me.
Yes.
One of them is a YouTube video, and it breaks down the 5 stages of spiritual awakening.
Okay.
And then the other one is an article that focuses on the power of presence.
I'm excited to talk about
Me
this.
too. And what's so interesting is how these two sources really connect.
They do.
It's like we're kind of looking at this spiral staircase, and each step is a different stage in our personal evolution.
That's a great analogy. Yeah.
And the practice of presence is kind of like our handrail guiding us along the way.
Exactly.
So I'm curious, when you think about the first stage, it's called unconsciousness. What comes to mind for you?
Ooh, unconsciousness.
Yeah,
That's a big one.
it is.
Well, I think about when I'm just on autopilot, just kind of reacting to life's curveballs instead of like consciously choosing my responses.
Oh, yeah.
It's like the ego is calling the shots, but it's like behind the scenes.
Right. It's sneaky like that.
Yes.
I feel like I'm in that stage a lot,
Me too, to be honest.
where it's like, oh, wait,
Yeah.
I'm just reacting and not really thinking about what my response should be or could be, or how I want to react or respond.
Totally.
Yeah.
And the video does a really good job of explaining this, like how our ego, which is shaped by all our past experiences, it often drives these like automatic reactions and we're not even aware of it most of the time.
We're totally unaware.
Yeah.
And so that's what unconsciousness is.
Yeah, you're just kind of going through the motions.
Yeah, it's like we're wearing a pair of glasses that's like totally distorting our perception.
Oh.
And we don't even realize we have them on until we start like questioning why we see things the way we do.
You know what? That's another great analogy.
Thanks.
I like that. Yeah, because it's true. We're not even aware that we're perceiving things in a certain way
Yeah.
until we have that moment of like, whoa,
Right.
why am I looking at it this way? What else is there?
Totally.
Yeah.
So recognizing this unconsciousness, that's the first step.
Okay.
And then that leads us to the second stage, which is ego death.
Well, that sounds a little scary.
It does sound scary.
Ego death.
I know. And when I first heard about ego death, I was like, oh my gosh, what does that even mean?
Yeah.
Like I pictured like something crazy dramatic and
Oh,
sudden.
yeah, right. Like you just die?
I know. But the video actually gives this really helpful analogy
Okay.
to like kind of help us understand what it means.
I'm listening.
And it compares it to a caterpillar transforming into a butterfly.
Oh, wow.
So it's not about the ego disappearing completely,
Okay.
but it's more about shedding those old layers of identity
Yeah.
that are no longer serving us.
Makes sense.
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
And that's how we allow our authentic selves to like emerge.
Like our true selves.
Our true selves. Yeah.
That's beautiful.
I think for a lot of people, this stage might involve confronting those like limiting beliefs
Oh, yeah.
we've had for years.
Like all that baggage.
The baggage, yeah.
Yeah.
About ourselves, our capabilities, even our worthiness.
Mm.
And this is actually where that article on the power of presence comes in.
Oh, okay. How so?
Yeah, because imagine if you're trying to navigate like this inner transformation,
Right.
but your mind is like racing with all these anxieties about the future or regrets about the past.
It would be so hard
It'd be so hard.
to even focus.
I know.
Yeah.
That's where being present is so powerful.
Okay.
It's about like creating that space to observe those thoughts and emotions without judgment
Oh.
and just letting them rise and fall like waves in the ocean without being like swept away.
Wow. You're really poetic today.
Oh, thank you.
I love that.
Yeah, it's just about observing them
Yeah.
and kind of letting them pass through you.
Without judgment. Exactly.
Yes,
Yeah.
exactly.
So it's like becoming the observer of our own mental and emotional landscape,
Yes.
which is a really important skill to develop as we like move through these stages.
It is crucial. And you know what? If anyone listening is like really intrigued by this idea of presence and they want to learn more about it, I highly recommend
Let's tell them.
checking out etherealenergeticvibes.com.
Oh, good
It
one.
has tons of resources on mindfulness and spiritual growth.
I love that website.
Yeah, it's a good one.
I'm going to have to check that out myself again.
Yeah.
So moving on then to the third stage, the search. This is where things get really exciting. Have you ever felt like this pull towards something bigger than yourself, like a yearning for a deeper meaning and purpose?
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah,
It's like this thirst that can't be quenched by just like external achievements or possessions.
I feel that.
And the video highlights how this stage often leads people to explore, different spiritual practices, different philosophies, different belief systems.
It's like you're going on a grand adventure.
It is.
Yeah, trying on all these different lenses to see which one like fits your soul the best.
Which one resonates the most?
Yeah.
And what I love about this phase is the sense of possibility.
Oh, yeah.
It's like opening a door to like this whole world of ancient wisdom and
Ah.
modern insights, and they're all pointing towards like this deeper understanding of ourselves
Yeah.
and like the universe as a whole.
Wow, it's exciting.
I know, right?
I love that.
It's so fun.
It reminds me of that quote by Rumi, that what you seek is seeking you.
Oh, I love that quote.
It's like the very act of searching is awakening something within us, drawing us closer to our true nature.
Yes,
Yes.
that's so good.
And you know what? It's like the universe is conspiring
Yes,
to support our journey of awakening.
it is.
Yeah, offering us exactly what we need at each stage.
It really is.
Yeah.
Love that.
Yeah.
So speaking of the universe conspiring, as we transition into the fourth stage, emergence of the authentic self, it's like all the pieces of the puzzle start falling into place.
Well, this is my favorite part, where everything comes together.
I know.
Yeah.
This is where we start to shed those masks that we've been wearing.
Oh,
Like all those roles and expectations that no longer fit.
Mm.
And we finally step into like the fullness of who we truly are.
Like our true selves.
Our true selves, yes.
Yeah, I love it.
It's like you're taking off a pair of shoes. They've been
Oh.
pinching your feet for years.
Yes, finally.
And there's this sense of like relief,
Oh, yeah.
liberation,
Freedom.
and alignment that comes with embracing our authenticity.
You know what? I think this stage might also involve some challenging decisions.
Oh, yeah. Like what?
Like letting go of relationships.
Oh, yeah.
Or career paths that no longer serve our like highest good.
Yeah. Those are tough decisions,
They are.
but they're necessary.
Yeah, and that's where courage becomes like a vital ingredient,
Yes.
It takes a lot of courage to stand in our truth, to honor our values, and to make choices that align with our authentic selves, even when it feels uncomfortable or unfamiliar.
Even when it's scary.
Especially when it's scary.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so worth it.
Absolutely.
And as we move toward like living a life of alignment,
Okay.
which is the final stage in this framework,
Yeah.
it's like that sense of inner harmony starts to radiate outwards,
I love that.
doesn't it?
Yeah, it's beautiful.
It's like our inner light becomes this beacon,
Yeah.
attracting people and experiences that resonate with like our newfound clarity and purpose.
It's like we become a magnet for all the good stuff.
All the good stuff. Yes.
Yeah.
That's beautiful.
It is. It's like this beautiful ripple effect.
Oh, yeah.
That inner peace just like extending outwards.
It's a beautiful picture you're painting,
Thank you.
and this is where I think the practice of presence really becomes like a way of life.
Yeah.
Not just like a tool for navigating challenges.
Right.
And I'm really curious about that
Okay. Yeah.
because the video mentions living a life of alignment, but it doesn't go too deep into like how to actually do that.
Right.
So how do we make presence like a consistent part of our daily experience, especially when life gets, crazy?
Oh, that is the question, isn't it?
It is a big question.
It is. And this is where that article offers some like really practical wisdom, I think.
Okay.
Remember those tips that talked about like the mindful breathing
Okay, yeah.
and focusing on like one task at a time
Mm-hmm.
and, appreciating the small things.
Yeah.
Like these aren't just feel-good activities.
Right.
They're powerful tools for like anchoring ourselves in the present moment.
Yeah, it's like building these micro muscles of awareness
I like that.
throughout the day.
Yeah.
But I imagine it takes like conscious effort,
Oh, yeah. Especially at first.
especially at first.
Yeah.
Did any of those tips like really stand out to you as something you've tried or maybe want to try?
Ooh, that's a good question. Let me think.
Yeah.
For me, it's gratitude.
Okay.
When I find myself getting caught up in worries or to-do lists, if I intentionally like shift my focus to what I'm grateful for, even something small, like a warm cup of tea,
Yes.
it just brings me back to the present moment.
I love that.
Yeah, it's a powerful reset button.
It is. And that's something that anyone listening can try like right now.
Totally.
Just take a moment to notice like something you're truly grateful for.
Yeah,
It could be the simplest thing,
it really could be.
but it really can shift your perspective so quickly.
It's amazing how well that works.
It is.
It's so simple, but so effective.
so simple. And you're right. You can literally do it at any moment.
Right.
It doesn't matter where you are or what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
You can just bring that awareness of gratitude to that moment.
Yeah, and that's the beauty of these like presence practices,
Yeah,
they're available to us in any moment.
they are.
Whether we're in the middle of a stressful meeting or just, washing the dishes,
Yeah.
we can choose to bring awareness to that experience.
Yes. And it makes those like mundane tasks even more enjoyable. It really does.
It's like we're training ourselves to savor life's little moments instead of letting them pass by unnoticed.
It's like slowing down
Yes.
to really appreciate.
Appreciate those little things.
Yeah, and you start to notice the interconnectedness of everything.
Ah.
Like how our actions and our thoughts and our emotions all like ripple out and impact the world around us.
That's beautiful.
It's like that butterfly effect.
Oh, yeah.
A small change in one place can have a huge impact somewhere else.
Totally.
So this brings us back to the 5 stages of awakening.
Okay.
Let's revisit each one
Right.
through the lens of presence.
I like that.
Yeah, and see how this practice actually supports our journey.
Okay, so starting with unconsciousness,
Okay.
how does presence help us move out of that, autopilot mode?
Well, presence is all about bringing awareness to our thoughts, emotions, and behaviors.
Right.
And when we're unconscious, we're essentially sleepwalking through life.
Oh, yeah.
Just reacting habitually out of habit.
Out of habit. Yeah. And so when we cultivate presence,
Yeah.
we start to notice those automatic reactions. We see the patterns and we start to question, why we do the things we do.
It's like turning on the lights in a room
Yes.
that we've been stumbling around in the dark.
Exactly.
And suddenly we can see where we're going and make those conscious choices about our direction.
I love that analogy.
Thanks.
Yeah, because it's so true.
It is.
We're just bumping into things until we turn the light on.
Until we turn the light on, exactly.
And then, as we become more aware of those unconscious patterns, we naturally start to create space for something new to emerge. And this leads us to ego death.
Oh, yeah.
Which, as we discussed, can be a challenging but ultimately liberating experience.
Right. And I imagine presence kind of helps us navigate that shedding of the old self.
Oh, total.
With a little bit more grace and ease.
Yeah, definitely. Because remember that analogy of the caterpillar transforming into the butterfly? Presence allows us to witness that transformation without getting caught up in the fear or the resistance.
Ew.
We can observe the dismantling of the ego without identifying with the discomfort.
So it's like being the calm in the eye of the storm.
Exactly.
Like watching the chaos unfold around us. But we're remaining centered and grounded.
You got it.
I like that.
Yeah, and that sense of groundedness is crucial as we move into the search phase.
Okay, the search phase.
Remember, that's where we're exploring all the different paths and seeking answers and trying to make sense of it all.
Right.
Presence helps us to approach this exploration with an open mind and a curious heart.
So it's like having a beginner's mind.
Yes.
Approaching each new experience with fresh eyes and a willingness to learn.
Absolutely. And it's about trusting our intuition.
Oh, yeah.
Presence helps us tune in to that inner wisdom.
Right.
That still small voice that guides us towards what resonates most deeply with our souls.
I love that. And I imagine that sense of inner knowing becomes even stronger as we move into that emergence of the authentic self stage.
It's a natural progression.
Yeah, it is.
As we cultivate presence, we become more attuned to our values, our passions, our unique gifts.
Yeah.
We start to see ourselves more clearly without all the distortions of, societal expectations or limiting beliefs.
So it's like we're finally seeing ourselves in a mirror that reflects our true essence.
I love that.
Instead of that distorted image.
Yeah, instead of like a funhouse mirror.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
And that clarity is what empowers us to make those choices that align with our authentic self.
Yeah, it gives us the confidence to say, you know what, this is what I want.
Yes, exactly.
This is who I am.
This is who I am.
This is the path I'm going to take.
Yeah.
Yeah, we might choose to pursue new careers or change our relationships or just, make small adjustments to our daily routine that support our well-being.
It's about living in integrity with who we are at our core.
Yes, exactly. And that brings us to the final stage, living a life of alignment.
Living a life of alignment.
This is where presence becomes a way of being, not just something we practice for, a few minutes each day.
Right.
It's about bringing awareness to every aspect of our lives.
Wow.
from our interactions with others to our relationship with ourselves.
That sounds beautiful.
It is. It's a beautiful way to live.
It is.
With intention, purpose, and a deep sense of connection to the present moment.
That is the goal.
It is, and it's an ongoing journey.
Right.
There will be times when we fall back into old patterns.
Of course.
We get caught up in the business of life and we lose sight of that inner stillness.
Right.
But you know what? The practice of presence is always available to us.
It is.
It's like a compass guiding us back to our center.
I love that.
Yeah.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Thank you.
And, for anyone listening who wants to explore these ideas further, the website, etherealenergeticvibes.com, offers just like a wealth of resources
Oh, it's a good one.
on presence, mindfulness, and spiritual growth.
Yeah. I highly recommend it.
Yeah, it's a great starting point
It is.
for anyone who just wants to deepen their understanding and, embark on that journey of awakening.
Absolutely.
It sounds like presence is kind of the key that unlocks all of this potential.
It is.
Both within ourselves and in like our connection to the world around us.
It's powerful stuff.
But for someone who's like just beginning to explore all of this,
Yeah.
where do you even start? It can feel really overwhelming.
It can, but that's the beauty of starting small.
Oh, okay.
Remember those little practices from the article?
Yeah.
You don't have to overhaul your whole life
Right.
to start experiencing the benefits.
Oh.
Even a few minutes of mindful breathing each day can make a difference.
Wow.
Yeah.
So it's like starting with just like a single seed.
Ooh, I like
You
that.
plant it,
Yeah.
you nurture it, and over time it grows into something magnificent.
That's a beautiful analogy.
Thank you.
Yeah, and just like a garden cultivating presence, it takes patience,
Okay.
consistency, and a gentle touch.
Mm-hmm.
There will be days when our minds are racing
Right.
and it feels impossible to quiet the noise. But
Totally.
that's okay.
Yeah.
It's all part of the process.
It is. It's recognizing those moments when we've drifted away from the present
Yeah.
and then like gently guiding ourselves back.
Exactly.
And it's not about perfection,
No, not at all.
but more about awareness and acceptance.
Yes, and as we practice, we develop a greater capacity for presence.
Okay.
It becomes easier to access that stillness within, even when life is crazy.
I'm curious, thinking back to those 5 stages of awakening,
Yeah.
is there like a particular stage where the practice of presence becomes like super crucial?
Ooh, that's a good question.
Yeah,
I mean, presence is beneficial at every stage.
of course.
But I'd
Oh.
say it's especially important during ego death and the search.
Okay.
Because during ego death, presence provides an anchor of stability.
Oh, okay. As we're navigating, the dismantling of our old identity,
Right.
it helps us observe the process without getting swept away by the fear or the resistance.
Oh, that makes sense.
Yeah,
So it's like being a compassionate witness to our own transformation.
exactly.
Yeah.
And then during the search presence, it helps us to approach the exploration of different paths with an open mind
Mm-hmm.
and a discerning heart.
Right.
It keeps us from clinging to dogmas or
Mhm.
getting lost in spiritual bypassing.
Okay.
Instead, we can explore with curiosity and allow our intuition to guide us.
Towards what resonates.
Exactly.
Yeah.
It's like having a trusted guide
Yeah.
on a journey.
Through unfamiliar territory.
Exactly. Presence helps us navigate those twists and turns of the
Yeah.
path with clarity and wisdom.
This has been such an insightful conversation.
It has.
We've explored the 5 stages of spiritual awakening,
Yeah.
discovered the transformative power of presence,
Mhm.
and even delved into how presence can enhance our relationships.
Our work and even our relationship with ourselves.
All the good stuff.
All the good stuff. And, for anyone listening
Yeah.
who's feeling inspired and wants to learn more,
Mm-hmm.
we highly recommend visiting etherealenergeticvibes.com.
It's a great resource for all of that.
It really is. They have incredible resources
Yes, they do.
on mindfulness and spiritual growth.
Definitely check it out.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And remember, everyone's journey of spiritual awakening is unique.
It is.
There's no right or wrong way to do it.
Absolutely.
It's about, finding what resonates with you,
Mm.
honoring your own pace,
Yeah.
and embracing the unfolding of your own unique path.
I love that.
Yeah. And I think the most important thing is to approach this journey
Yeah.
with a sense of curiosity,
Yes.
compassion, and a willingness to embrace the unknown.
That's the key.
That's the key.
Yeah.
So this has been such an enlightening deep dive into the world of spiritual awakening
I agree.
and the transformative power of presence.
Powerful stuff.
Thank you so much for joining us on this journey of exploration and discovery.
Thank you for having me. This has been fun.
I know it's been so fun.
Yeah.
And to all of our listeners out there,
Yes.
thank you for tuning in to the Divine Frequency Online Podcast.
We love you guys.
We'll see you next time for another insightful exploration.